if we look at failing differently and say, okay, I'm not going to be the first person that fails. Someone else is going to fail after me. People have failed before me. But what am I going to do now? Okay, I failed. What did I do wrong? This is what I did wrong. Let me try a different approach. You fail again. Pick yourself up. I failed. I've tried this. Let me try this. So I feel like people sometimes need to look at failing from a different angle.
But bringing it back to, or taking it a bit further, absolutely, failure, or rather falling down in life is one of the realities of life. No one's gonna, pass.
They don't tell us that, though.
They don't tell us that. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. But in terms of, looking at it more specifically, in terms of people who, for whatever reason, don't put in the necessary amount of effort required to reach a particular objective. So, for instance, in the job, there are people who will apply for hundreds of jobs, and they'll get rejected from every single one until they get to a point where they actually get a job. But then you got a couple of people who, they'll apply for a couple of jobs, they won't get the job, and they'll be completely dejected, and they'll say, life's not fair. Same thing with education, they won't put in 100%. And with the car, they won't work toward it. They won't put in the shit. They won't put in the sacrifice. And they won't reach the necessary end goal that they want. Why do you think this is the case?
Do you know what? I feel like sometimes people... This is reality. This is real life. So if you want something, I feel like you've got to put 100% in. And if you don't, there's a possibility you're going to fail. And I feel like sometimes the mentality, people look at failing as negative. Okay, I understand it is a bit negative, but
you guys need to meet me. I'm literally failure with legs. Like, seriously, I think you can learn a lot from it.
Yeah, but I feel like if we look at failing differently and say, okay, I'm not going to be the first person that fails. Someone else is going to fail after me. People have failed before me. But what am I going to do now? Okay, I failed. What did I do wrong? This is what I did wrong. Let me try a different approach. You fail again. Pick yourself up. I failed. I've tried this. Let me try this. So I feel like people sometimes need to look at failing from a different angle, because people say, "Oh my God, you failed!" They look down at it. Okay, but I'm not the first person that's failed.
They're trying as well. Like if you fail. And
sometimes people try. Sometimes people actually do try and fail, but that's life. You're gonna fail.
Absolutely.
You're gonna pass.
Absolutely.
But the question is, what are you gonna do?
Absolutely. I think that's a great point. The point of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Actually sitting down and saying, okay, listen, this happened. Why did I reach this outcome? Is it because I didn't put in enough effort? Okay, I'm going to improve. I'm going to put more effort. Or is it something outside my control? Then I'll take that. I'll take that loss and I'll try to pick myself up. And absolutely, you guys are putting South London in a very positive perspective. I'm beginning to slowly change.
We might switch it up later on, maybe. Don't get too comfortable. That's what we want you to feel.
But go on. Let's see what you're going to say.
Sometimes I think society makes you believe the fact that whatever your dreams or goals are is unrealistic. So, for example, when I was in high school, I remember I don't live in a nice area, so I live in a deprived area. So they used to tell us basically, when I used to tell them my goals and dreams and whatever, they would say, "What do you want to become?" I would say, "Doctor," and they'd be like, "Doctor? Are you serious? You can't, you will never become a doctor because you don't put 100% in, and your capabilities are not of someone who wants to study in medical school, and maybe you can try becoming a plumber." And I used to think, whoa. So I used to go home not depressed, but a bit annoyed, innit? I used to think, what the hell? There was a point I didn't really want to go to school. I told my dad, let me just do private teaching, teach me at home and stuff, and I'll just do the exams because I knew I'll smash the exams if I put the effort in. So, but it got to the point, sometimes these teachers in school, if you live in a certain area, they will tell you, listen, you can't make it and your goals are ridiculous and what the hell are you doing in life and all of that stuff. But sometimes when you believe it yourself and you know the end goal, you might never get there.
Yeah.
But if you put in the effort, alhamdulillah, I've never like not got what I wanted. If I put 100% in, but there's not many times I've put 100% in, you know what I mean?
All the same.
So, majority of the time, like 99% of the time, I don't put 100% effort, and you'd be like, wow, what if, you know, I only put 40% in,
and you get good result, and you're like, what if I actually put in more?
Yeah.
Imagine what I absolutely.
The course is finished.
You know what I mean? So like, you spend the last 3 nights before a deadline and be like, and get like 60%, you think, you know what? That was alright, you know. Mashallah,
I'm impressed
you know,
by myself. Yeah.
But there's not many times when you put in 100% and, you know, you won't get it, because most of the time when you put in that extra effort and those extra hours, you get what you actually worked for. But it's just the fact that we sit somewhere, or we dream, the fact that we dream about getting to a certain place without really putting the effort in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where the unrealistic expectation comes from, is wanting, the difference between needing something and wanting it. You know, thinking about, you know what, I wouldn't mind a car, I wouldn't mind a house, I wouldn't mind be an engineer, a teacher, or whatever, and sitting at home. And that's not really, you're not going to get where you want to be.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's just that putting as much effort in dreaming, and also
Taking action.
Yeah, taking action. You know what I mean? If you don't do that, then you're not going to get anywhere. That is a reality.
And do you know what? Your experience of people in authority, especially in the educational sector, kind of putting you down, unfortunately, is a reality. People from our backgrounds, I had the same thing. There was a thing when I was in school called Connections. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
you remember? Did you guys have that hit in London as well, or were you guys not progressing enough?
We don't need connections.
What connections are they talking about?
Yeah, it's
Who are
basically,
you connecting with? What are you connecting with?
it's some sort of career
advice.
So we just call it
Korea.
the normal name.
Korea.
Very creative.
Original.
And it's Connections with X. 2 X's.
Yeah.
So 2 X's, yeah.
They used to tell me to become a builder.
Do you know what? I had the same thing. She sat me down, and I really felt like she was, engaging with me. I got really comfortable until she said, "Oh, do you know what? I don't think academia is for you. I don't think college is for you.
Wow.
So college." She's like, "College and university isn't for everyone. So you don't really have to go." And the
that's
worst thing is,
she tried you personally.
She tried me, and just a message to you. I'm a graduate now, and I'm working in pretty distant field. So how do you feel right now?
It's
So-
funny,
Do you want me to
everyone
send you the link?
It's-
Should we send you the link?
I'll send up a business card furthermore if you want. You're invited to the graduation ceremony. So it's absolutely a reality, people from our backgrounds, both social and ethnic. And, it's unfortunate, but it's a reality of our, which means that we have to always put more effort in. We have to work harder because, we don't necessarily have the same opportunities that people from other backgrounds have. So, if you want to buck that trend, if you really want to achieve what everything that you've ever dreamed of, you really need to put in the hard work. You really need to.
self-fulfilling, sorry.
Pardon?
Like self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, basically, what you've had experience for me was similar but different. I remember, like, they had higher grade and they're like, because I spoke different language. So I remember the lady just looking at me, she's like, you're lucky if you get like 1 GCSE or 2 because you can go to
I would have
sixth
cussed
form.
her. I would
Yeah.
have cussed her for that.
Like, I was so young, I was 14 and I just remember looking, I think, you don't know me. Like, do you know who I am? And I remember just genuinely speaking to her, telling her, I don't want to do this. I can, I'm really good at this and that. Let me take a different paper. I remember like I had to literally fight my way out and just say, I don't want to do this paper. I can do the other paper. And but there was also another teacher, like she now she's an author, she's successful, and she always used to look at me and just take me to the side and just be like, you're special.
See, I love teachers like that.
Literally, no one could tell me otherwise now.
She's gassed me up too much.
She's like her name is Lola Soyinka, and she genuinely made me feel like she was like, you're different, you're original, you're good at this, go for it, like do something media related, you're gonna you will enjoy it. And I feel like thank God I have my mum who gasses me up. But it was good to have like a teacher just look at you like you're gonna get great GCSEs.
Yeah, someone from the outside, because we know our parents are gonna
Yeah.
gas us
Either way,
regardless.
either way.
If we're not doing anything or if we're doing something, you're still, they're always.
So I think
tell you.
teachers do have that power to influence kids and to also not just teach for the sake of it.
No.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not. No, I'm a teacher. I'm a
Oh yeah, you're a teacher. Sorry, yeah.
That's
You're a
not going to
teacher.
be me ever. Kids, I believe in you. You can do whatever you want to do in life.
That's the plan. Just like
Yeah.
influence them and just say like when you're so young, you just want someone to believe in you. And the
Yeah.
career
Yeah,
talk for
absolutely.
me, it was just like they were just like, oh, you can do media stuff, but you're wearing a scarf and like that time we were the newest community in the UK. Somalis were the newest community. Now we have obviously the Syrian community and all that. But that time being a Somali was not the one. But now look at us. Look at us now.
Look
you
at
know?
us now.
Doing all right, not too
we're
bad.
doing alright.
Yeah.
We're doing good. So I think it was a time where being a Somali was difficult.
As
and
is
women-
the Eritrean community, I'm
Hello.
representing here as well. We're not doing too badly as well.
So it was a tough time, and she believed in me, and she always made me feel like I was meant to do something great. And it's funny because you actually believe that.
Yeah.
And you grow up with it and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
special, man.
Do you know what it is in like high school? You don't realize how much of like, and even like primary school, you don't realize how much of an effect your teachers have on you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's like fields that I think, you know what? Yeah, I love this subject. I research it now. I go out of my way to do it
Yeah.
because the teacher there was good and he used
Pushed
to tell me
it, yeah,
stories. Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. And there's also other fields that I'm like, you know what? I hate this. I'll never ever look at this again because I had a teacher that was really annoying. Like geography, for example, man. The teacher's just angry at his life. And you know, just like,
He took it on you lot.
yeah, he was just fed up with life. He used to come in and look like he was just dying. Like,
You see people like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you don't like your job, just don't do it.
yeah.
There was this lady, I know it's off topic, but she works in McDonald's, right? And I was looking for those vouchers, the £2 vouchers.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have that.
Yeah.
So I had one in the bag, but then I was like, oh, I can't find my voucher now. I have to pay the whole £5. So I got the £5 out. She was like, yeah, give me
just
£2.
gonna swerve that you eat
She was
there.
like, yeah. She was like, oh no, fish fillet. I don't.
Okay.
Fish
That's
fillet.
What's the order? Fish fillet.
That's it. And then she was like, yeah, £2. And I looked at her, £2. She was like, yeah, you gave me the voucher. I was like, okay. I gave her the change. And then she gave me loads of different vouchers in my bag. And I was like, and she was so happy. She was laughing. I was like, you know what? I love people like this. Love your job. Because when you love your job, you just have fun with it.
Absolutely.
So to your geography teacher, I don't think he enjoyed or she enjoys her job.
At all.
I think it's because all his hair fell out. You know?
Roles like that, teaching and things that can influence people's lives, that
Yeah.
can make a difference to people's lives, you should take it more seriously.